Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's early in the morning. If I look like swollen, it's because I woke up very recently. But in today's video, we are going to be testing out some viral dupes. So most of these products I've used individually, but I have not put them next to each other to see if they are actually dupes. So I have a lot of dupe videos that I will link down below, but this is going to be more of like a trying dupes and seeing if they actually are type of video. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So first off is the Fenty Eavesdrops. These have been super popular along with everything that Fenty releases, it seems like. I got mine in the shade 12. I've been kind of playing around with this on its own. I think what I was most surprised by with this product is the coverage and the fact that it's kind of almost matte. It's not as dewy or luminous as I thought it would be considering the viral dupe. But let's put them side by side and just see how similar they look once on together. And I'm just using this Real Techniques 245 brush. This is the Everything Face brush, and I've been really enjoying this. Like, this is kind of a powder brush, but it's a little bit denser, so it's really good for a more natural coverage foundation as well. You can see the coverage is pretty decent. I would say like light to medium buildable. I have an SPF on underneath here that I'm kind of testing out, so that adds a little bit more luminosity. Still drying down to a pretty natural finish. It's not super luminous on the skin. It just looks really, really natural. So the dupe that's been going around is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. And I was kind of surprised to see this because when I think of my Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator, I think of something very luminous, and the colors here are very different. Like I said, this is in the shade 12, this is in the shade medium tan, and this is a really light shade for medium tan. But let's put this on this side and just kind of see how they compare. This one feels like almost cooling on the skin. The other one feels like more of a traditional foundation. This is such a beautiful product. Either way, I love this tinted hydrator, especially for summer if you have kind of normal to dry skin. Even I feel like combo skin can get away with this. All right, so Wet n Wild side, same coverage. I would say it's like light to medium coverage. And now that they're on my skin, I feel like they do look very, very similar. This one feels more like a tinted moisturizer. It's got that moisturizer feeling, the kind of lightweight cooling effect, whereas this feels more like a foundation. It's thinner in consistency and highly pigmented on the skin. I can definitely see how these are dupes for each other. Though I don't think they're an exact dupe, they definitely give a similar effect. Next up is one of my favorite high-end products ever that's been really difficult to dupe, and it's the Nars Creamy Concealer. I have both the shades Custard and Custard. Never mind. They're both the shade Custard. I just have two of them. So I'm going to put this on this side. I feel like this formula is really unique in that it really does feel like a cream. A lot of concealers claim to be a creamy concealer, but they don't feel nearly this creamy. It has amazing coverage, staying power, everything. I would say this is one of the high-end products that I've always had in my collection because I just think it's worth the price tag. All right, I'm just gonna take my Wet n Wild blending brush to blend this out. Kind of a thicker consistency without settling into lines. Really easy to blend out, as you can see. Just an all-around great concealer. All right, and then the dupe that I always see is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Now, I'll give it to you that the packaging on these looks the same, but this concealer, in my opinion, I have this in the shade Sand, feels nothing like the Nars Creamy Concealer. It's very thin in consistency. I love this concealer, it's a great one, but the consistency is completely different. But I always see this one as the dupe, and I'm like, am I missing something? I don't feel like this is a really good dupe. Now that I'm thinking about it, and if I had to think of what I feel like is the closest concealer that I've tried to the Nars Creamy Concealer, it would have to be the Neutrogena Creamy Concealer, the one with peptides and antioxidants. I love that concealer. And that has that kind of thicker formula while still not settling into fine lines. So even though this is the concealer I'm always seeing as the dupe, I feel like the Neutrogena one would be better. If you guys have any other dupes I should try for this concealer, let me know in the comments below. But I feel like this is a fail. Next up is a product I've already included in one of these dupe videos, but I found another one on Amazon that I want to try, and I've never tried it before, so we're going to try it together. And the product is the Chanel bronzer. The dupe that I've talked about, or the couple of dupes that I've mentioned that are close to this product, are the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer and Soul Cream Bronzer. And they're both really good. I would say the Soul is a little bit better, but I know it's less accessible because you have to order it straight from their website. So I found one on Amazon that has amazing reviews that I want to test out. So this is the Chanel side. We know it, we love it. The new one that I saw on Amazon is this one. It's by the brand W7. It's called Bronze Chic Universal Bronzing Balm. I don't think it's an accident that this, even the title sounds very similar. The color is called Universal. I don't believe I got to pick a color, but the shades, let me show them right next to each other. The shades are super, super similar. Let's go in on this side with this bronzing balm. It definitely has a strong fragrance. It smells like, kind of like Starburst, like a sweet candy. This color is more similar than the Soul bronzer shade that I have. It's a little bit light. I'm having to build it up a little bit, but I kind of have to do that with the Chanel one. I would say the consistency of this is more similar than the Soul bronzer though, because with the Soul bronzer, it's the opposite. It's a lot more pigmented than the Chanel one, so you only need a little bit goes a long way, and then it's easy to blend out. I would say this one has a more similar consistency. So our first like real win so far of the video. All right, I'm gonna fast forward to the next product, so I'll be right back. All right, I just went in with my Juvia's Place bronzer, my Warm Hibiscus blush, and then the Flower Pots Chrome Crush pressed pigment in the shade Topaz. First up, let's go in with some eyeliner, and the one that I'm going to be duping or potentially duping is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. It has like a really fine point to it. It's known for lasting forever. So I'm going to go in on this side. Wow, that was one of the easiest wings I've ever done. It's super black, and something about this applicator makes it super simple. I definitely see what the hype is around this product, but the dupe that everyone says is a dupe is the, it even has a little shaker like the Kat Von D one, is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. So let's put this to the test. Wow, this looks exactly the same. This tip looks identical. I had more trouble on this side. It wasn't as easy, but this is also my more difficult side, so it's hard to say if that was the applicator or just the fact that this is always harder. But in terms of the actual liner, how black it is, how pigmented it is, how wet the applicator is, like I didn't have to close the top and reshake it, definitely identical, and I will let you guys know in the comments if they wear the same throughout the day, but this is the closest dupe yet. All right, next up is a brow product, and it is the very popular but very expensive Benefit Gimme Brow. Let's see, I got mine in 4.5. This has a super tiny little applicator. So this is the first time I'm actually using it, so let's see what this product is all about. All right, I feel like I have too much on my wand here. There we go. Very pigmented and seems to be doing a good job of lifting the brow. This is, I understand the hype around this product. I mean, upon first impression, I feel like the way that this is gonna hold my brows and the amount of pigment that went in it, I would probably wanna try it next to the NYX Stick It Thick It, because this is my favorite brow product. But I'm gonna go with the viral dupe, and it's the e.l.f. Wow Brow. Again, a really tiny applicator, not quite as small as the Benefit one. I feel like the Essence brow gel would be, the applicator is most similar to the Benefit one. But I mean, this is doing a very similar job. Pushing my brows up, adding pigment. I actually feel like this one pushed my brows up easier than the Benefit one. But I mean, they look identical to me. What do you guys think? All right, I know I talked about the Flower Beauty one in my last dupe video, but I wanted to show you it next to the Charlotte Tilbury one, just so you guys can see the difference. I feel like this is a really good dupe, and if anything, I think the Flower Beauty one is a little bit more pigmented. So let me put this on the high points of my face. With both, I like blending them in with my fingers. All right, and then Flower Beauty, the last I checked, this was sold out. At least the shade Opal, but hopefully it's back in stock by now. I mean, that's pretty much as close as it gets, right? So if you've been, and I actually feel like the Charlotte Tilbury one kind of moved my makeup and the Flower Beauty one did not. So just saying, might be even better. Let me put some lips and mascara on. I'll be back with the last dupe. All right, last dupe. But before I mention that, this is a shirt from Target. These earrings are from Target too. And I am obsessed with these shirts. These are like, I don't know if you guys can see, they're like Free People kind of shirts. I want to go back and get them in like every color. So kind of a dupe type of situation here. I don't know that there's an exact Free People shirt that looks like this, but it reminds me of that kind of aesthetic. But back to the makeup. Last but not least, we have a setting spray. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I did a comparison between this and the Milani Make It Last on my Instagram, where I put this on one half of my face and this on one half of my face and wore it for the whole day. This one won, if you were wondering. But the more viral dupe that I've been seeing is this one. It's the Revolution Base Fix. I have not tried this yet, but this has been going viral for a dupe for this one. So we're gonna put them side by side, kind of see how it looks right after I apply it, and then I will keep you guys posted in the comments to tell you if one side lasted better than the other. But just so you know, this one beat the Charlotte Tilbury. The thing about this one is it has no alcohol, which is a good thing, but it does have a pretty strong fragrance. And not my favorite fragrance. It smells like Macy's. You know, when you would just like walk through, back in the day when people actually went to the mall, walk through like the Macy's perfume and makeup section, that's what it smells like to me. Melts the powder down. It's a great setting spray. And then this is the Revolution Base Fix Super Hold Fixing Spray. I'm gonna spray this one over here. This one smells like the pool. I'm pretty sensitive to smells, if you can't tell. Again, set my makeup nicely. I think both sides look great. The mist is like wider on this one, so it definitely got down lower. And in my hair, I feel like a little bit more, but they both look beautiful upon application. So I will keep you guys posted in the description and let you know which one does better, which side does better. But that is everything. I hope you guys found this video helpful and maybe we debunked some dupes that aren't really dupes and found some really great ones. So let me know if you guys like this style of video or if you prefer the kind of already established dupes. I thought this was kind of fun to test them out together. But thank you guys so much for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in my next one.